folks. Welcome to another vlog, which should have been a metal detecting video, but today was an absolute disaster. I know, watching through my videos, I'm always successful because days like today, I don't make a video for these days, but this is the reality of metal detecting. The morning started off like any other. I was very excited. The permission was very promising. It had a great story attached to it. Got on my four-wheeler, went up around 2,000 feet up in the mountains, and despite tomorrow being the first day of spring, it's very much still winter up there. Like 6 inches of snow and ice, and I was having a hard time with my four-wheeler. So I came home, tail between my legs, warmed up for a little while, ventured out to a place that was less promising, hiked in for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, got up here, and I realized that this camera, which I usually carry on a leather sling around my shoulder, was gone. Strap broke. And since there's no trail up in here, I was just kind of bushwhacking through the woods. I had to try to track myself, try to find my trail that I made. I made it all the way back to my car, didn't find it, doubled back up through, and about halfway found it, clearly. But I wasted about an hour and a half doing that. Got up here, didn't find anything. We're showing the camera. A lot of 1800s garbage. But didn't see any people, which is good because there's an apocalypse going on down in town. Grocery store shelves are empty. Schools are canceled for like a month. Bars and restaurants are all closed. Everybody's supposed to be working from home. As I'm filming this, I think there's like less than 20 people in Vermont that have the virus, but there's a whole heck of a lot more in New York and Massachusetts, which are our neighbors. There's varying news and opinions on how serious it is. Some people don't think it's a big deal. Some people think it's the end of the world. All I know is I don't want my grandparents and parents and family members and Bentley to get it. So we're being careful. Hopefully, this doesn't get too affected by it, unless they tell us we can't leave our house for a couple weeks. We'll still try to get out. All right, well, it was a beautiful day regardless, right? Blue skies, nice time to be in the woods, nice and cool. There's no bugs yet, although I will say I had a couple ticks on me. I'm gonna walk on out of here, head home to my little quarantine family, and see what the rest of the week brings. Well, we're almost through our first week of self-quarantine. What are we doing, Bentley?
Making brownies.
All right. We also, before this whole thing kicked off, we started some seeds. And we've got normal stuff, tomatoes, carrots, radish, lettuce. Bentley is growing some sunflowers down here. We're hoping to make our garden bigger and better than we've had in previous years. And that's, good timing for everything that's going on. We're well stocked up though for a couple weeks. And we're gonna head out a little bit later and try to support a local restaurant with some takeout for dinner because they're all struggling like most of the businesses
There's
are.
no eating in restaurants.
Yeah, they shut that down. Shut that down Tuesday. Nice job, Bentley. Since we're stuck inside and they're occupied making brownies, we're gonna go downstairs and finish this hammer that we started. It was a while ago now, but we're gonna finish it now. Put it on a handle and hang it up for display. The hammerhead has been soaking in evaporust for, well, since the last time I showed it to you. And we're going to pull it out, and then we're going to put some Renaissance wax on it. The last time I dealt with a piece of iron, a lot of people were suggesting this Renaissance wax product instead of boiled linseed oil, which is something I've always done. And I've been experimenting with that stuff, and it's pretty cool. You know, it gives it kind of a matte sheen on it, and it's not as goopy and sticky and messy as the boiled linseed oil is. So, and now we're going to make a handle for it so we can display it up on my wall. think that maybe, I probably shouldn't say it, but I think that we're probably done with snow now for the year, hopefully. Like I said, it's still mid-March. you never know. In like a lamb, out like a lion. What are we doing now, guys?
Putting chocolate chips in it.
Chocolate chip banana bread.
Homemade, huh?
Yeah.
What'd you put in there?
Bananas
Yeah?
and eggs.
Not me.
No, Mama did
I
that.
did 2 eggs.
Why am I going to do these ones?
Put them in.
Well, we're into week 4, 3.
3?
Governor of Vermont has placed a stay home, stay safe order, which basically means stay home unless you have an essential job.
You can get groceries, go to the pharmacy.
Right.
Get
So we haven't done much. We've really just been home. We cleaned the shed and we tilled the garden, but then we got probably 6 inches of snow a couple days ago, which really put a damper on going outside for at least for a little while. But it's supposed to be warm and rainy this next week, so who knows what's going to happen. We're going to go downstairs and talk about a few things, but then we're going to call it a week because not a whole lot's going on. Have fun, guys. I'm going to throw that in the oven. All right, well, the hammerhead is done. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. And some people might disagree, but I feel like displaying iron tools back on the handles the way they were when they would have been new is really kind of the way to go. It's not reasonable to do it with every piece of iron tool you find, but really the special ones, I feel like they look the best displayed that way. You may have noticed there's a couple axe heads already on that wall. One of them is a colonial piece from probably the mid-1700s, and the other one is actually just from like the 1970s. It's a genuine Norland, but anybody who knows anything about vintage axes, that one's a special one as well. So as we mentioned upstairs, we haven't really been up to much the last few weeks, and we don't really have plans to do much for a little bit less than another month, as long as this Vermont stay-in-place order is in effect until the middle of April. We can obviously leave, to go to the grocery store and get essential stuff, but we're both able to work from home. Not much has changed for me. I can still kind of sit down here and make microphones and fill orders, just go to the post office, and obviously, metal detecting out in the woods. The snow has put a little bit of a damper on that, but I'm hoping it's going to melt within the next week. Becca can work from home to some extent as well. I just wanted to go over a few things. I've been seeing comments in the videos and on the Facebook and on Instagram. People have been asking when the next DeGrau episode is going to be. The first one was a few weeks ago now. I posted a metal detecting video in between, and I just wanted to clear up that the DeGrau series episodes are not going to be weekly. They're going to be just kind of sporadically throughout 2020, throughout this whole year. We're hoping for around 10 or 12 episodes. We have 3 filmed, and the next one is going to be next week, this coming week. The next video you see from me will be DeGrau episode 2. As I mentioned, 3 was already filmed, and 4 was supposed to be filmed like this week. We had appointments with 2 experts to sit down and chat with them in their respective fields, and they have both been canceled because of the virus. So I don't really know where that's going to stand. Either we're going to have to rethink episode 4, or we're just going to have to wait this thing out. People have been asking about the live stream. The spring live stream will be the first Friday in May, which happens to be May 1st. So May 1st, there won't be a normal metal detecting video. Usually we do it like 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We'll do a live stream. Eddie hopefully will come over and we'll sit and chat with everybody for like an hour and a half and answer questions and give stuff away. So I think that's about it. I hope everybody out there is staying safe, stays healthy. stays home if possible, unless you have one of those essential jobs, in which case, thank you for keeping the world running during this crazy thing that's happening to us all. So I will see you folks next week for Finding the Vault of DeGrau, Episode 2.